TABSAR, Scientific Idealism, Religious Materialism, Intoxication. 1,669 days sober. Thank you, God. Here we go. One take live, entertainment purposes only. Documentary on truth, overcoming fear and devil. Documentary on fiction, overcoming delusion in taboo. Story 1,840. Freestyle today. Here we go. Trigger warning. This is from Everything is in the Mind. It just depends on how quickly you can believe it. As a man thinketh. Hashtag help each other. All right, guys, today we're just going to do freestyle from my notes, and maybe you'll catch a nugget today. It is based on unconscious judgment, which I call man-made religion is a negative habit. It is all relapse, the addiction, the strangulation of imagination. So let me flip the camera around. Here we go. All right, guys, so it's going to be on Spiritism. This is what we've been going over, and you have to see it, and then we have to figure out how to break the tie once you get it into the 7. So that's where we're going to go. So we got old notes here. I'm just going to read them, and I'm going to try not to bounce around too much. We have to develop an antidote to the intoxication, to victory or defeat, the hubris, excessive pride, or defiance of God, the termite, man-made religion, addition by subtraction, posing healing is an addition or redemption plan, but healing is a subtraction, and you've got to understand that healing is a subtraction. I called it when I lost my life for truth. They call it salvation. When they say that you add salvation, that is the duping. Salvation is already yours. When you have to beg for salvation, that is arrogance. Salvation is yours. You just accept it. It's humility. All right, so we got religious materialism, science, scientific idealism. Becoming intoxicated, the fix. It is the fix. The garments worn, the mask of holiness, the badge of honor. Look at me, look at me. It's an elixir to feel superior over those still struggling in life. It becomes the action verb, the strangulation of imagination. We become the guard on duty, sucking the air out of everybody else, the energy suckers, vampires. The antidote, or flip-flop, the flip-flop is becoming the action verb, the fucker, in sex transmutation. The thoughts are floating in the ether, the penetration and the seed. We are all the same, reactivating the higher power within. Thoughts are not ours. Every thought is already finished. Victory is obtained. You just have to find your way back. Remember that story? You cannot guide others or wake up others. All you can do is share your story. Controlling or ruling others is tyranny. This is why I don't try to convert. I just tell my story and my truth. The fix recovery machines. Electrolysis. You have to understand how man-made religion works. This is what I call the gold plating. So we've got Individuality is the root of egotism. The power of the individuality is to see himself and to know himself. This is once a passion to be separate, which starts out unity, the congregation, the devotion of separation. We got it right, the division, but the bigger dick. We have to slay that dragon of our own ego, take back the heroic personality, that state of mind. Man-made religion plays the heroic personality. They take your role. We have to overcome that egoic self. That is the duping. We have to break the tie of the ego. That is breaking the tie right here. Now, we have to cut the Gordian knot. That is Greek mythology. You have to go back before the story. A complex problem solved by bold action. Go back before the story. That's what I call the Bible. The Bible is a spellcaster book. Then, after you go back before it, then you can work on it after. This is the alchemy, the philosopher's stone, turning base metal into gold. Man-made religion is gold plating. If the mind is not led, it will lead. Flip-flopped lead, base metal, or gold-plated in spiritual alchemy. Base metal, or formula for average. They turn us all into fucking puppets. We have to outgrow selfishness, the competition, keeping up with the Joneses, the struggle to enjoy suffering, dominating others. That's the tyranny, the strangulation. We suffocate others. The destroyer of physical, mental, and spiritual health. We do it to ourselves. Spiritual alchemy or magic needs you to combine the ingredients. That is how it operates. The system is only making gold. I call it incurable disease, tainted memories. Lather, rinse, repeat. Symbolism in pictures. The fake gold, the capped good life, the 100% real imitation crab meat. Artificially made, the mask of holiness, material realm, the comfort zone, the bright shiny things, the charity, the benevolence, the big heart. That's what they take. You have to become the link between heaven and earth. Now, man-made religions are toxic behavior, protecting their precious metal, the 99% catch-all net, the gold plating they're making, the super para. Remember this, the Pharaoh, Super Pharaoh, I went over the other day? Zero net magnetism. This is how to accomplish sex transmutation. You have to know the pattern, know the formula, the rules of the game, the principle of sublimation. I've shown them diagrams. Sterling silver, you are silver as the base metal for gold plating. They turn you into a durable hypoallergenic. This is disease. You have to unlock the key. Grace flows from it. Thought, emotion, action. Grace flows from it. The Christos, the inner spiritual being. Turn the key. You have to, the 10 Commandments, you have to turn the key 7 times. Dig into the sludge. Do you understand how that operates? It's on you alone. Words can be used in 3 ways: truth, hope, and fear. Use, misuse, abuse. Clarify, complication, or negation. That is man-made religion. History is written by the winners. We have no clue if it is the truth. The only way to solve a problem is to go higher than the problem. You got to go back before the story. Now, once you understand the action verb that I talked about earlier, you realize that you are the subject and the object. You are all 3 parts of the system. The past, present, future. It's all the same. Man-made religion uses reverse reciprocity. Reverse psychology, give and take. The reciprocity. It's a flip-flop game. Defiance of God or excessive pride. Now, this is where it stings. Here we go. Hold on to your bootstraps. We are not victims of strength or obstacles. Devil or fuck cancer. That is the anti-rally. We are the victims of weaknesses within ourselves. The graybeard casting lightning bolts down at us. A flip-flop or placebo or reverse psychology. We believe God is the cancer and the catastrophe. God is the cancer, the prefix and the suffix of side, the catastrophe. Can you see that? I call it the pH degree on the wall, the catastrophe. We are just praying that the past doesn't repeat itself. It's a phobia. The pH, the prefix, the suffix. It's both. Plays both sides. The vicious cycle of death, the current or flow called energy, or life has been hijacked into God's will, or works in mysterious ways. The belief in bad shit happens to good people. The brewing fear under the surface, the what if. I call it, I believed I served a miracle-working God, but just not for myself. This is the invisible germ. It can only be carried on by thought or manifestation. So now it is called just in case, or the anti-rally, keeping the evil in the forefront, or praying away. This is the psychological disease, the addiction to suffering, the relapse. This is the electrolysis, the sludge. We have to clear the magnetic field. We have to purify. The addiction to suffering is the perceived solution. We have built our own certainty in troubles and suffering, insecurities. The world is ran on troubled individuals, systematically neurotic, one step away from a black magician. This is what I call evil is the illusion. Every evil has its own remedy. Emotions hijacked or perverted. The perverted words, the thoughts, they took them over. Flip-flop, the flip-flop. Relax these emotions so they no longer persecute us. The dweller in the flesh. Nothing is wrong with the flesh, but we believe we get sick because we believe we can get sick. Hysteria or delusion in science. Taboo or blasphemy in religion. It equals one step away from white magic. You have to break the tie. You have to break the tie. See, 3 negative, 3 positive. You break the tie. That is everything. The ether. You're the judge. When you flip-flop it back into the proper order. You are the child. You choose it. The law. Right now they've got it set on the mark of the beast or kryptonite, strengthening weakness. Once you get it back in order, it becomes, this is masculine. You choose it. The soul, the feminine, projects it. You know, that's what I call the masculine distributes, the feminine distributes. And then it becomes the divine judges it, which is the offspring. You got to get them in order. You got to figure out how to get it into order. Father, mother, offspring. Maybe you can see it. The Bible is a spellcaster book, undetectably used for a misuse of psychic energy. Words misused. Unknowingly to us, it is an ulterior motive. Man-made religion, sacrifice the individual. Right here. Sacrifice the individual for the sake of the herd. Man-made religion. Sorry, I skipped a part. Resulting in the desired white magic or undesired black magic. They've got it set at the ulterior motive. That's what I'm trying to explain. Sacrifice the individual. Meaning, greed. Man-made religion sacrificed ethics for expansion or conversion. Congregation of separation. The unity. Formed. Victory of conformity. Molded into mush. Division. Addition by subtraction. The salvation, remember? Healing is a subtraction, not an addition. You're worshiping the bigger dick, which is the fear or the devil, whatever direction they need to go in. Psychic energy, stress. We grow the shit inside of ourselves. It causes a wasting of life, a wasting of divine power, turning you into the protector, the deputy, the sheriff, the white knight, bum-ba-da-dum, the false action. It's the fix, the magnetism that I just showed. The negative habit is the dependency. That is the reward when the game is over. It will result in joy and happiness. The hoarder of peace. They have it disguised as the Prince of Peace, the middleman. That is what we have to figure out. You gotta realize that. Content in conflict and conviction is control. Never allowed to testify or share individual wisdom. Man-made religion steals your voice. It makes your emotions worthless. Mental debt, spiritual bankrupts, the factory's turned off. You become hollowed out. Man-made religion becomes the termite, the sacrificed individual. The hollowing out is the growing of the disease, the flip-flop effect. Your emotions become the Antichrist. They work against you. They grow. That's the psychic stress. I don't know where I threw it. Psychic stress. It's a flip-flopping. They pose it as healing, but it's not. It's a total flip-flop. It's a psychological disease. We bring it on ourselves. The key to life is to not try to become light. Go deep down into the sludge, the darkness, until light shines from you. It illuminates from you. The two illuminations, the two invisible, the 5 planets. I went over it yesterday. The 2 luminaries, the sun, the moon. You have to figure out how to work them in your favor. Learn to let go of analysis. I don't analyze my thoughts. I write them down and I learn from them. That is synthesis. I'll finish with this one. Your faith is built on fear. It's why you always feel like you're failing at faith. You're not praying. You're not asking. You're begging for the past to not repeat itself. Killing time. Killing ourselves through thought. Scared to death to break the rules, the imaginary parameters, keeping us out of the batter's box. Not even trying. Afraid to escape the herd, the court of public opinion. One more real quick. Remember how I was talking about Mars? They turn it into sloth. Mars, Greek mythology. Remember when I went over this? Greek mythology, Mars. The Romans flip-flopped it. That is how they did it. The soul is timeless. The soul, it's not linear. They make us believe that everything's linear. Negative, it's an anti-rally. They turn it into positive. The phobia, remember? Phobos, fear. Demos, panic. They turn your psychic stress into the growing of the undesired result. Maybe you can see it. It's the defiance of God. Man-made religion departed. The love that you think is love is not love at all. The redemption plan is not it. You're already pure. All right, no telling how long this video's been, but maybe you caught a nugget. I know it's a trigger warning, but this is what I saw. And everything's in the mind. It just depends on how quickly you can believe it. As a man thinketh. Hashtag help each other. Thank you, God. Love you guys.